YouTube? Welcome back to UniXTCG, and today's Dragon Ball video will be about, we're going to switch the order a little bit, the red cards, the U7 cards. As you guys should know, I have a very soft place in my heart for U7, and red U7 in particular, and it kind of gets me to a point where I am very excited to look at what cards can be picked and chosen from this archetype, or maybe just play the archetype flat out. So with that being said, I am just overjoyed to get into this archetype. I do want to say that if you would like to help expand, I guess, the channel, like we are at 4K as of today, that is a huge number for me. You can do so by going down and clicking that like button, subscribing to the channel, clicking that notification button so you never miss a beat, and commenting on the video so we can keep the content going. I want to not drop a beat. I want to keep doing my Dragon Ball videos as well as One Piece, soon to be Battle Spirits, all these things, and yeah, I want to flourish. So let's actually hop into the breakdown. And right before that, I do want to have a quick word from our sponsor, just in case you want any of these singles in the future or you want to pre-order product from the site. So yeah, let's let the clip roll. So let's talk about our sponsor, Mystic TCG, your one-stop shop for all of your trading card game needs. On their site, you can buy or pre-order starter decks, boxes, even cases, as long as you try to give it about 3 to 4 months ahead of time for the pre-orders, because sometimes the product's a little too hot to keep on the shelves. If you want singles, you can go over to their TCG Player website, where you'll find nothing but product and great reviews. And if you even want to sell your collections, just hop on over to their Facebook page and message them directly, and you get a price worked out for you, best bang for your buck. And you know what? While you're here, let me throw you a little something extra. If you want 5% off of any purchases made on the site, make sure you use the link in the description, or at checkout, use the code WORSTGEN. That'll be on the screen as well, and I hope you find something you like with Mystic TCG. And there we go, Mystic TCG, best TCG. So let's actually go over here and look into these cards. I believe they're all done because every archetype had 15 to 16 cards, and this is like straight up like 15 right here. So let us roll through, right? The first card we're gonna go to is the leader. You've got Android 17. He's got Warrior Universe 7, red, very good, very good. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, yes. And then auto, when you add a red-blue multicolored card to your energy, switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode and negate this skill for the game. That's very important because that means you get to energy exhaust on turn 1 and then automatically untap it. Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, or you have a Universe 7 battle card with an energy cost of 2 or more in play, draw 1 card and then switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode and add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 life left. So this is actually pretty cool. He awakens down to 6. That does kind of leave you at a weird position to get down to 5 if you want to use your blocker negates, but it's still pretty good. The energy exhaust part is probably the most important part here. It's actually very important to know that he's going to just be able to play red-blue without having any sort of drawback of having to play energy exhaust like that. Now, moving over to the backside, yes, this art is the World Championship one. That is just because there was a little bit of an error with the printing of the normal one. It still said 10K, so they just used the other art as a placeholder. But yeah, you've got Warriors of Universe 7, United is 1. It still has Warriors of Universe 7, auto once per turn. When you play with, or when you play, attack with, or activate the blocker of a Universe 7 Z battle card, draw 1 card. Interesting. Auto, once per turn, discard 1 Deadly Clash from your hand. When you use the Arrival to play a red-blue multicolor battle card, choose 1 of your Universe 7 cards with Arrival, and it gains Barrier for the turn. What this essentially means is a boss card later that you're going to be able to Arrival in, discard Deadly Clash, and then it's going to gain Barrier, and that's going to be very important for what we go into a little later. Next, we've got a 1-drop, Android 18 Selfless Savior. Permanent, when your leader is a Warrior of Universe 7 card and there are no copies of this card in your drop, when one of your red Android 17 cards would be removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you may discard this card from your hand instead. You can already see you're starting to build the castle around Universe 7's Android 17. In the show, 17 was saved by 18 jumping in and kicking him back into the stage. So this is pretty much just that. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 red Universe 7 card with an energy cost of 6 or less amongst them to your hand, shuffle your deck. That is actually pretty cool. Just top 5 searcher, but what's really important is the ability to drop. And seeing is that this is literally a power cut version of the TP 17 or 18, you just use this instead, because all she did was search top 5. This one's going to, for a 4 or less, mind you, or 5 or less, mind you, this is going to search top 5 for a 6 or less and protect. So it really is just a power cut version. Next, you've got Android 17 Calm Judgment. 1-drop. When this card is played, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to 1 red-blue multicolored card, an energy cost of 6 amongst them to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Okay. Then this is going to limit 1 if your leader is a mono red Warrior Universe 7 card. A red Universe 7 card is in your combo area. You can discard 1 red-blue multicolor extra card from your hand. When this card is used in a combo, draw 1 card. This is going to be how you get a later card into the graveyard to then bring it back for the ability to have a multicolor energy. So there's going to be a lot of cool little things you can do with this. You got Super Saiyan God Son Goku. I only put this vanilla in here because this is going to be one of the hottest vanillas that is going to be foiled in the set. And you already know, if you're a Son Gohan fan like myself, this is going to be a card you're definitely going to replace the Super Saiyan Gokus with, just because they look like this is just going to look hot. There's just no way it doesn't. Next, we're moving on to Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku Beyond Full Power. Counterattack, negate the attack and play this card. Permanent, during your turn, if a red-blue multicolor card is in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. Auto, limit 1 if your leader's backside is a red Warriors Universe 7 card and you have 3 or fewer energy. When this card is played, for the turn, when your opponent would use a non-awakened skill to switch one of their energy to active mode, they can't switch it to active mode unless they place one of their energy in the owner's drop. Now, this is kind of weird. This says when you have 3 or fewer energy. So essentially what this is going to do is it's going to harm certain decks early game. Like Crimson has an activate battle, so you're not going to be able to use that earlier. But the thing is, it says if you have 3 or fewer energy, this is decent because if you're going second, it's going to be better. However, you can still only really use this guy. Like, it says when this card is played for the turn, during your opponent's turn. Yeah, see, it's kind of weird. This is a very narrow effect. I have to play it in some games, but going second, you have essentially, if you have the best setup going second, you can get that red-blue energy out, and then you can get swung on, counterplay with this, and your opponent cannot untap an energy. But is this deck really going to have the aggro to force your opponent to really feel like stressed? Like, sure, they don't use the activate battle. Like, it's turn it's turn 2. And then you can use it on turn 2, and once again, like, they might actually, I just think that this effect may be a little too shallow. The 3 or fewer energy may be in turns where you're not playing anything impactful enough to threaten somebody for game for them not being able to untap energy. So moving on to Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Beyond Full Power. You've got unique dual attack, permanent. While your leader is a Universe 7 card and you have 3 or more energy, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it's going to become a 2 cost. Auto, limit 1 if your leader is a red Warrior Universe 7 card and you place this card from your combo area into its owner's drop. When you use your rival to play a red-blue multicolor battle card, draw 1 card. Okay, so you can combo with this, and this can actually be part of your red-blue. But then you're going to be able to put this card from your combo area into the drop, lowering your attack value by 5k, but drawing a card to replace part of the cost of you comboing multiple times and using a rival. That's kind of wild, but like a rival has always been a costly thing. So depending on your leader, like in this, it's going to be a mad drain. If you're playing something like Gohan, you know, you could combo with a Red Universe 7 cantrip, combo with this, combo with your rival, and then put this into the grave, and then draw another card. And this is going to make your rival essentially a -1 instead of a minus like gajillion. So there are different leaders that could probably use this to different abilities, but this is pretty cool. Auto, once per turn, when this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. All right, so that's actually pretty cool. No cost requirement means that if it doesn't have barrier, it's just getting slapped. So there's a lot of cards that can get hurt by this. Moving over, we've got a 3-drop Frieza, Pride of an Emperor, double strike. He's a 3 cost. Permanent, when you have 3 more energy, reduce the energy of this card in your hand by 1, making him a 2-drop. That's 20k. 2-drop is very good stats. Very good stats. Auto, limit 1 if your leader is a Universe 7 card. When this card is played, draw 1 card and then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. It gains -25 6,000 power for the turn. Auto limit 1 if your leader is a red universe or warrior is a universe 7 card and you place this card from your combo area in the owner's drop. When you activate a red blue multicolor card, draw a card. So more stuff to do. You're going to be able to cantrip with this guy. He's going to basically be spot removal. On top of being spot removal, he's going to draw one card. That's actually just very wonderful. I've mentioned that twice, but that's just great. A floater that's going to spot removal and be a 20k double strike is not something to scoff at. Let's see though. Yeah, activate a red blue multicolor extra drawing card, so he's going to also be able to be comboed, and then you can put him out into the. This is going to build a giant graveyard, so overall maybe a potential thing, but I think these things are going to do some things from the grave. So if my memory serves me correctly, we got another Sun Gohan SR. Yeah, love to see it. At least I do. Sun Gohan, Strength of Conviction, Energy Exhaust, Arrival, red, blue, red. That's pretty cool. Auto, if your opponent has 3 or more energy and it's your opponent's turn, when this card is played, it gains Invoker for the turn. It has no protection, so they can smoke it, but if they don't have the out, and generally it's going to be during the combo, you're going to be able to at least play this guy for 1 and then have 1 to 2 energy open for Invoker. That's pretty neat. Activate battle limit 1 if your leader is a red Warriors of Universe 7 card and it's your opponent's turn. Switch up to 1 of your red blue multicolor energy to active mode, and you can't play battle cards from your hand until the end of your next turn. That's kind of crazy because that's a huge detriment. I need to play this deck a little bit to see whether or not that's too big, but not being able to play battle cards from your hand is not even through effect, it's just through from your hand. That's actually pretty crazy. I'm not sure if I'd ever want to do that. Yeah, no, I'm not sure if I'd ever want to do that, but it is cool to have Invoker for the turn. Unfortunately, though, he is clunky. 1 for 10k means you can't combo him out of your hand that quickly. He's a 4-drop, so you can't ever hard cast him that quickly. You can Arrival for red, blue, and only 1. That's pretty cool, but he's got a small stat line. And then he has, if it's your opponent's turn, he gains Invoker. Unfortunately, I have to say, despite being a Gohan, this card is this card feels dud. It may not be, I'm going to check it later, but it kind of feels dud. Next, you got what probably will be the SPR, one of the SPRs, I think. But you have Android 17, the move that turns the tide. You've got Energy Exhaust, Double Strike, Arrival, red, blue for red and blue. Permanent, if your leader is a red Warriors of Universe 7 card, this card gains Invoker, so that's actually extremely cool, giving Invoker not only to this Android 17, but also U7 Gohan, if you do play it. This guy, when he's played like the top 5 cards from your deck, add up to 1 red, blue multicolor card and energy cost of 6 or less amongst them to your hand, shuffle your deck. So this is going to allow you to get things like Deadly Clash. Let's see what else. Shuffle your deck and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less, and KO it. Very, very, very strong effect. Comes into play, has Invoker, going to potentially get Deadly Clash. And then if you play this with Android 17, you're going to be able to give it Barrier using its effect. So that's actually pretty strong. Now, activate battle. Limit 1, discard 1 card from your hand. Use up to 2 red or blue cards, with both with 5k combo power and Universe 7 in the drop with in a combo with their skills negated for the turn. So you're going to be able to discard a card, likely an extra, and then like one of the extras that you can turn into energy. Then you're going to be able to swing heavy with this card with Barrier and potentially combo out on it, starting at a base 25, and if you have Deadly Clash, you're already going to go up to 35. This is the kill stroke. I see what it's trying to do here, and it blows up a 4 or less, so it's trying to get rid of blockers. Moving on to the Z battles. You've got Sun Gohan, Daring Onslaught, Deflect, Z-Stack 2, red Universe 7 battle cards, so you can put 2 of them from your Z deck under this guy. Auto red, if your leader is a red Warrior of Universe 7 card and your opponent has 2 or more energy, at the start of your opponent's main phase, play up to 1 red Universe 7 card with energy cost of 3 or less from this card, then place this card under the played card. So yeah, you're going to be able to just cycle that. And that's actually pretty cool. So I'm seeing that if you play this right, you should be able to just cycle your Universe 7 cards from one under the other. The next one we're going to is Super Saiyan God Son Goku Rapid Fire Response, Z-Stack 2 red Universe 7 battle cards. If you have 4 more energy, when this card is played from under a card by a skill, this card gains plus 10k power, making it 25k, and gains dual attack for the turn. So a little quick swings. Auto, if your leader is red Universe Warrior or Warriors Universe 7 card, at the start of your opponent's main phase, play up to 1 red Universe 7 card with an energy cost of 2 or less from under this card, then place this card under the card. So this is going to apply to the Gohan that can also cycle. He can swing and then he can cycle into another one. There's also the next one, SS Vegeta, Immediate Response. This is when you use an arrival to play red-blue multicolor battle card, draw 1 card. Activate main, limit 1 blue. If your leader is a red Warriors Universe 7 card and you have 3 more energy, play up to 1 red Universe 7 card with an energy cost of 3 or less under this card, or from under this card, and remove this card from the game. So this isn't the guy you want to immediately go into because he's immediately going to destroy your Z stack. So he's one of the later ones you want. However, he can also be just played for hard like 2, but he costs 3 Z energy, so you probably want to cheat him out. And then the last Z battle card we have here, unless they somehow surprise me and print more, is Android 17, Impeccable Defense. Barrier Blocker. When this card is played, it can't be KO'd in battle for the turn. Wonderful. And he's got barrier, so this guy is going to be very hard to remove. Activate main, limit 1, red 1. If your leader is a red Warriors Universe 7 card and you switch this card to rest mode, play up to 1 Universe 7 card with an energy cost of 3 or less from under this card, and at the end of your opponent's turn, remove this card from the game. Activate battle, limit 1. If it's your opponent's turn, switch this card to active mode. So this is awesome. All of these guys are going to essentially play. They're going to play these guys. This is just really cool. All these guys are going to play each other and they'll cycle. So essentially what you have here is Goku and Gohan are able to play different Z battle cards from under them, but they go back under so they can be played and do the same thing. However, Vegeta is going to play something out and then remove himself when the Z stack under as well. And then Android 17 is going to play something out from under this card and then remove himself. So Gohan and Goku cycle, 17 and Vegeta cheat something into play and then remove themselves. So I think this is actually pretty cool. And you can kind of see the fact that Gohan and Goku requiring 1 Z energy while Vegeta and 17 requiring 3 shows you that they mean those to be cheated out and not to be hard played, but they mean the Goku and the Gohan to be hard played. So this is actually pretty cool. Let's move over to the extras and then we will wrap up this video. And yeah, you got Deadly Crash, which is going to be a 4-cost energy exhaust. They definitely want you to play this with Invoker. Auto limit 1. If your leader is a red Warrior of Universe 7 card, I'm tired of saying that, you can send 1 Universe 7 card from your drop to your warp. One of your Universe 7 cards will be removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO. Draw 1 card. So it's going to be a cantrip just for having your stuff destroyed. That's cool. Activate battle limit 1. If your leader is a mono red Universe 7 card, choose up to 1 of your red Universe 7 Android 17 battle cards, not you turning the tide. Switch it to active mode and it gains plus 10k power for the turn, and at the end of the turn switch up to 1 of your energy active mode. This can allow you to swing with the 25k barrier and then untap it and swing in for 35k barrier, and then we're double strike both times. So this is going to be kind of a cool offense. On top of that, actually no, that's even worse because you're going to be swinging with it. It's going to be tapped. You're going to activate battle. It's going to untap and gain 10k. So you're going to be swinging for 35k double strike barrier base twice the turn you use this card. So that's crazy. And you're going to refund 1 of your energy in order to have more defense up next turn. If you if you don't clear them out, you at least have Blue's ability to untap a lot of your energy. That's pretty good. And next you have Universe 7 powers combined. This card kind of ties it all together in my opinion. This is going to be how you get your dual charges most of the time. Dual color charges. Energy exhaust, auto limit 1. If your leader is a red Warrior of Universe 7 card and you place 1 Universe 7 card from your energy into the owner's drop. At the end of your turn, add this card from your drop to your energy with its energy exhaust negated. So this is going to be how you get your dual color energy. If this is an SPR, I would think it'd be cool. There's ways you can make it look really cool, but it'd also be the shiniest energy ever. Activate battle, choose up to 1 of your cards and it gets plus 5k power for the turn. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's non-leaders and it gets minus 30,000 power for the turn. So this is removal and it boosts for a little bit. Yeah, I'm here for it. Obviously another card expected to be either discarded and used for energy or played with Invoker. So this is actually pretty cool. Let's go into the closing though. So there we go. That is the Universe 7, hopefully full spoilers, for the set, although I wouldn't mind like any extra cards. I'm looking forward to playing it. It looks a little convoluted, but I think it just needs to be put into untap or have in your hands, and it can start sorting itself out. And I'll be trying to do that as much as I can next week going into my trip to Dallas. But if not, I'll be rolling out most of these when I get back. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the spoilers and the talk about it. And yeah, I will see you guys next time in Universe X. Later.